Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back. So this is the second video of the video calling project series of GOLANG. In the first video, we saw the project demo. We saw how the video calling project works. It's a full stack project. And then we also saw the approach using a diagram on how we'll be approaching this entire project, right? So in the second video onwards, we'll actually start building the project. Now, an important thing that I want to tell you is that I'll be using concepts like go routines, channels, semaphores, and mutexes in this video project series. So if you are somebody who's who doesn't know GOLANG, right, and you want to start building a full stack GOLANG project, this video, don't attempt something like that. You know, you'll get confused. You'll completely get confused out of your mind because I'll be using some advanced concepts here. And if you know the concurrency concepts in GOLANG, this video series will be a breeze for you, no issues. And if you're somebody who knows the basics of GOLANG, like let's say if you know struct and slices and pointers and for loops and range and all of those things, then it will be slightly difficult for you, but I still recommend that you code along with me if you know the basics clearly and you've done the other simple projects on my channel. So you code along with me. If you get stuck somewhere, search that part out, you know, what is a mutex and how it works, and watch, you know, demonstration videos and all of that, or put it in the comments below and I'll try and help you out, you know, why I'm using some things. But if you don't know GOLANG, do not watch other videos on my channel. There are more than 100 GOLANG tutorials on my channel. Watch those first, then come back here. Don't attempt full stack advanced projects, you know, in the first go. All right. There are many people who do that and then they leave comments saying, how does this work? I didn't understand. Why are you going so fast? It's because we are building stuff here. I'm not teaching you the basics, right? I'm a developer. I'm not a teacher or a trainer. I build stuff and I show you how to build stuff. All right. That's what I do here. Anyhow, so feel free to code along. This is a code along video, by the way. Feel free to code along and then put if you have any genuine errors or mistakes or problems, put that in the comments below. I'll be leaving the code after the end of the series. The series ends. I'll be leaving the code on my GitHub repo, and I'll send you the link of the repo in some description box or some comment in one of these videos right towards the end of the series. All right, and like I said, you know, if you know the concurrency concepts, really good for you. It'll be a breeze. It's a full stack project. We'll be using vanilla JavaScript in the front end with some HTML and GOLANG in the back end. And we'll be using a lot of different packages like Fiber, and you know, for webRTC we'll be using something. So we'll be using a lot of packages, a lot of different technologies, and we'll basically what we're trying to do is whatever we've learned till now, we're going to bring it all together in one place and build something. So it's going to include Docker as well. I have videos about Docker, how to use that with GOLANG in a separate video. Go check it out if you don't know how to use it. And this video, we're going to use a lot of the concepts that we already learned. All right. So let's get started. So I'm using something called as WSL2 on my Windows, which basically helps me to create Ubuntu machines on Windows. All right. So I'm using a Ubuntu 20.04 machine. I'm running a machine on top of my Windows, and I'm using it because Ubuntu just supports Docker and all those things much better, right? And you can use Redis and Docker and all those different, MinIO and all those hundreds of things that I use, like AWS CLI as well. So that's why I prefer using Ubuntu. So I've installed GOLANG inside Ubuntu inside my Windows machine. All right. So if you're on Ubuntu, everything will make sense to you. Even if you're in Windows and you're on PowerShell, not a problem. Everything will make sense to you. But if you're in Windows, I suggest you use WSL2. It's a very nice technology and it just makes everything a breeze, right? So I'm in my Go path where I usually keep my GOLANG projects. I'll create a new directory and we'll call it video call project. All right. Actually, let's call it video chat because it has video calling and chat as well. So it has both things. So we'll save CD into video chat project and I will open up my code editor. I'm using VS Code. Now I have installed VS Code also in my Ubuntu machine, which is in my Windows. All right. So you can go ahead and do that as well. It doesn't come pre-installed, so you have to install VS Code inside your WSL instance, whatever you plan to run. All right. And here you can see, video chat project, and it's inside WSL and Ubuntu 20.4. All right. So here what I'll do is I'll create new folders. So what we'll do in this video, we'll start setting up the folder structure and the files that we'll need in those folders. So let's start getting those things done. So the first folder that I need is called the assets folder. And a pro tip that if I'm wearing my colorful shirt, that means if I'm wearing any colorful shirt, right, that means things are going to get messy and things are going to get complex, and we'll be building complex projects basically. So we have cmd, and then we have containers. We'll be using Docker here, so we'll have files, and we'll have our Docker compose files and all of that stuff. Then we'll have another folder called internal. Then we'll have a folder called pkg. Start making these folders along with me. Then we'll have a folder called views, and we'll have a make file. So that is that, and then there will be two more folders that I don't think I'll show you right now. One will be a doc folder, and it will be a tools folder, but we'll talk about them as we proceed. Now in the assets folder, I'll have a folder called fonts, and another called JavaScript, and there will be one more called style sheets. Okay, here in your cmd will have nothing but your main.go file. That is all it will have. So we'll say main.go file. In your containers, you will have your compose files, so we'll call it composes, and your images, so we'll call it images, right? So both of those folders are here. And in your internal folder, sorry, this is going to be important. All right, so inside your internal folder, you'll have two folders. One will be handlers, one will be server. So we'll say handlers, and you'll say server. Okay, and inside the handlers, we'll have a couple of files. Let's first see what package will have. So our package will have two folders. One will be chat, and the other will be webRTC. So chat and webRTC. And then in our views folder, we'll have layouts and partials. So as you can see, we have quite a meaty project this time, right? We have a lot of folders and a lot of files. So that's why I was saying that if you're not very comfortable with GOLANG, feel free to complete all the other projects on my channel before coming here on this project. All right, now let's talk about the handlers. So actually, before that, let's talk about the server. So server will just have the logic to start off your server and your your routes, right? And the routes will send the code to the requests to the handlers, and the handlers will have the function of the code to handle those requests. All right, so here the server will just have a file called server.go. Cool. And handlers will have 4 different handlers. So we'll have chat.go, we'll have room.go, we'll have stream, and we'll have welcome. Stream.go, and then we'll have welcome.go. All right, so welcome will be very simple. We'll just have code to just welcome you, stuff like that. Very, very straightforward. So these are the handlers, these are the servers. And then let's talk about our chat folder, which will have 2 files. One will be client.go, and the other will be hub.go. All right, and then we'll have our webRTC, where we'll have peers.go and room.go and stream.go. Okay, so things are getting started now. What we can do now is we can start working on our server.go file if you want. I think that's the best place to start off at. So we'll say package server, and we'll import a couple of packages here. So the first one that I'll use is flag, the other I can use is OS, and I can use time. All right, and then we'll use a lot of other packages also, like GOLANG fiber. I won't use it right now. So first I'll define a couple of variables. So I'll say the address is equal to flag.string address comma os.get environment for the port that we're using in our project. Mostly that'll be like 8000 or 8000 or something like that. All right, then you'll certificate flag.string cert all right. If you don't understand this right now, don't worry. As we'll keep building stuff, you'll get the whole picture, right? So don't worry if there are things that are not clear. I'll try and explain as much as I can. Key and comma, empty string. Right. So we have a certificate. We have address. We have key. And then we'll have a function called run. So we'll say func run and just parse some stuff. So the default address we are specifying here is port 8080. All right, and so for now what I'll do is I'll take a variable called engine, or maybe not, actually we'll have some fiber loggers, and we'll have some fiber cores to ward off the course error. But before that, I think what I'll do is I'll just start defining all the routes that I'll have, right? So if you use fiber, this is how you define the routes. So we'll say handlers dot welcome. So if you have like a root route, you will have welcome. If you'll hit the create route, we'll take it to handlers dot room create. So with this route, you'll be able to create a room, and then to visit that unique room, you'll use this route. So we'll say room / uuid handlers dot room. Then we'll have a WebSocket. So we'll say app.get /room uuid /websocket, and here we'll write a function here, so I'll leave that for now. And then we have our chat route, so we'll say /chat, and we'll send it to a function handlers dot room chat. And then we have our chat WebSocket route, so we'll say app.get /room /uid /chat /websocket, and here we'll say websocket.new handlers dot room chat web socket. We'll create all these functions, don't worry. So in our handlers file, we'll create all these different functions. Okay, we're just defining the routes right now, and then we'll have a viewer for WebSocket route. So we'll say app.get /room /uuid /viewer /websocket, and here we'll say websocket.new handlers.room viewer web socket. Then we'll have a stream route, so we'll say app.get /stream. SUID handlers.stream, and then we have our stream WebSocket route. So let me define it: app.get /stream /SSUID /WebSocket, and here we'll write a function. I'll come back to it. This function and this function, and I'll back to those. Then we have app.get /stream /SSUID /chat /WebSocket. Here again we'll have a function that will handle it, and then we'll have a viewer WebSocket. So I'll say app.get /stream /SUID viewer /WebSocket. So these are the functions that I know we'll have to. These are the routes that I know we'll have to have when we start off, and these are the functions. And one by one, I'll take you through each of these functions. I'll explain to you what these functions do. For now, just bear with me. Just write down all these routes in your project. Write down this code with address, certificate, and key. All right. Just for now, just write this down, and then from the next video onwards, when we'll build each function one by one, I'll show you and I'll explain to you what these mean and why we're using these functions. And this basically app.get is the way you define routes when you use Fiber. So anyhow, I'll keep this video short, and in the next video we'll start writing the rest of the code and we'll start building the rest of the files. So do stay subscribed to the channel so that you know when the next video of this series comes out, and thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next episode.